time. We do thank you for your benefit, and we do thank you for your grace towards us in the past days. Now, Lord, we are coming to the throne of grace in this evening. Lord, thank you, Master, that you are going to teach us in this evening. Lord, please help us to understand the words and help us to follow the words. And we do remember all your benefits, committing ourselves into the hand. Thank you, Master, being with us. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Okay. How many of you are here? How many of you are here?
Gladwin is
Only
here.
one?
No, Gladwin, Pastor Johnny P. Kunnamkulam.
Oh.
Praise the Lord, sir.
Praise the Lord, praise the Lord. Pastor Johnny, you are from Kunnamkulam.
Aya, Kunnamkulam, Thrissur.
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 Okay. Are you attending as a new class?
No, sir, I will attend 1 month. In 1 month.
I think you are in first time in our class, are you?
No, I am second time. Last 2 weeks, I am absent.
Okay.
I have a meeting. I had a meeting in my church.
Okay. Did I give you any assignment regarding history of Israel? No. No. Okay, then you have to write a small assignment regarding history of Israel. Okay. You supposed to write more than one, but because lacking of book, now limiting with the one. So you may please take down your question for your assignment. Okay, it is needed. So please write down the assignment topic. Discuss assignment topic. Please write down. Discuss DISCUS. Discuss the worship style of the people of Israel. Gladwin is here.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Why are you hiding?
Little network problem. Two more classes going.
Network problem.
Yes, sir.
Okay. If you are able to on your camera, yes, on it.
Yes,
Discuss the worship style of the people of Israel during the wilderness journey. During the wilderness journey. Okay. Discuss the worship style of the people of Israel during the wilderness journey. Okay. This is what your assignment topic. Pastor Johnny, did you understand?
Yes, sir. I I understood.
Yes. What are you going to write from this topic? Can you say something regarding anyone? Discuss the worship style of the people of Israel during the wilderness journey.
Sir, wilderness and spelling, please, sir.
WILDER, WILDERNESS, wilderness.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
What are you going to write from this particular topic? Who can say? What are all the things that you can add to this topic for your explanation? Anything? Okay, this topic is talking regarding the worship style of people of Israel, especially how they worship God while they were in the wilderness. Okay, how the people of Israel worship the living God during their wilderness journey, and especially we can see that during their wilderness journey, where they worshipped, okay, in what manner they worshipped and where they worshipped, and one of the important things that we can understand regarding tabernacle, okay, tabernacle. The worship was in the tabernacle, okay. So how they worship God in the tabernacle? What was the style of their worship? What you can understand from the style of the worship of the people of Israel? If you want to understand regarding the worship style of the people of Israel, you may go through the book of Leviticus. Okay, you may go through the book of Leviticus. Go through the book of Leviticus, read the book of Leviticus, and in there you can understand how the people worship God during their wilderness journey. Okay, how the what was the importance that they have given for God's worship, living God worship, how they worship the living God, all those things. Discuss only during the wilderness journey. Okay, don't discuss anything after they enter to the Canaan. No need. Only their wilderness journey time. Okay, that is what you are going to explain. Okay, for that read Bible.
Sir, how many pages should be there?
Pages 5 to 6 pages. Okay, you can write to from 5 to 6 pages. Okay, you can write from 5 to 6 pages of assignment, and you can add the Bible references, okay, which you are come across it. And you can write all together the worship style of the people of Israel. Okay, so read some of the books if you have. Okay, if you have Old Testament books, because we are not having that much books. That's why I cannot give you a subject-wise assignment. Okay, that means a subject that you can follow. That's I have given as a common. It is a common assignment. Just writing regarding the worksheet style. Okay. If subject-based assignment means you have to go through the books. The lacking of books, so it is not able. Okay, so you may go through the Bible mainly, and if you have any book, and follow those books and read and understand and write. Okay, write something. Okay, write something as you know and what you know. Something means don't go away from the topic. Okay, you need to concentrate. You need to concentrate, and you need to read and write. If you have any Malayalam book regarding Leviticus, maybe a pustakam, please read that first. Okay, if you have any Malayalam book, you read that first. Then you can come to an idea. Then just go for writing in English. Okay, then you will get an idea. And other thing, you have to read the Bible. Okay, it is must. You have to read the Bible. Then write the thing. Okay, let us go to chapter 6. Let us go to today's our section, chapter 6, the Assyrian Empire. Let us study regarding the Assyrian Empire. Assyrian Empire, EMPIRE. Okay, don't write emperor, rather empire. Empire means nation. Emperor means the ruler. That is the difference. Empire, EMPIRE, empire. Empire means country, nation. The province, that's called the empire. Emperor means the ruler over that nation. So Assyrian Empire, Assyrian Empire. And when we study the Bible, we can see a group of people called Assyrian people. Okay, the people of Assyria. And these people, the people of Assyria or Assyrian people who lived for many centuries in Mesopotamia, especially. Okay, these Assyrian people who had lived for many centuries in Mesopotamia. 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 And Mesopotamia we can understand from the Bible, from the book of Genesis, that in relation with the father of the nation, Abraham. Okay, through Abraham we came to know, or we just understand regarding Mesopotamia, the city called Ur and all those things. And their capital city was Ashur. Okay, the Assyrian capital city was Ashur, ASSHUR, Ashur. Ashur was their capital city. It was on the west side or west bank of the river Tigris. Okay, this Ashur, the capital city, was on the west bank of the river Tigris. West bank.
I agree.
Then the Assyria, mainly we can understand this country or these people was mainly standing against the people of Israel and Judah. Okay, and many times they have defeated the people. Okay, God's own people. Many times They had defeated God's people. Okay, God's people. And Assyrian religion. When we study about the Assyrian religion, in the Assyrian religion, the people believed in many different gods. Okay, many different different types of gods. They had many gods. The Syrian had many gods. And another important thing is that each city had its own god. Okay, they had many gods, god and goddesses also. Then each city had its own god. Each city had its own god. And among them, Ashur, the place Ashur was god of capital city. Okay, Ashur was god of the capital city. Okay, Ashur was the god of capital city. Okay, they had many gods. They had many gods. They had many gods. Yes, HGTC. On your video. On. Hello? Yes, let them come. Okay, Ashur was god of the capital city, and they had many gods, god and goddesses, and this was, or that city was regarded as the king of all gods. Okay, this city was regarded as the king of all the gods, all the god and goddesses, king of all god and goddesses. Okay, HGTC, please on your video. Pastor Johnny, CJ, can you on your video? Yes. Yeah. Keep on your video. Let me see that whether you are there or not. Yes, HGTC from, can you say your name, brothers, both of you? I forgot, even though I saw you 2 times. But,
Hey, praise God, sir. My name is Abhishek Kumar, sir, from UP Varanasi.
say your name.
Abhishek Kumar. My name is Abhishek Kumar from UP.
Abhishek Kumar and another one?
Anand Pradhan, sir, Odisha, Kandhamarg.
Okay. Abhishek Kumar and Anand Pradhan. Okay. Yes, you are there, isn't it? All the day you are there free, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Then why don't you come to the class every day? Instead of staying there simply, why don't you come to the class? Who told you to come today?
No, sir. Every day we are attending this class and all classes. But we have English, weak English. That's why we are connected here.
You are?
We have a weak my English and weak my English. That's why we are attend this class here. And,
English class you have.
no, sir. We are BTH first year student.
No problem. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. See, if you attend the class,
Yes.
instead of staying there, if you attend the class every day, whatever the class, whether it is BTS class, MD class, or whatever it may be,
Yes.
if you attend the class, you can just study more things, isn't it?
Yes.
You can learn more things instead of staying there. Okay, only few hours that we have the class. Okay, yeah, just attend, try to attend the class because laptop is there. You can attend together. Okay, every day come to the class and get ready by 7 or 8:30 something. Okay, and Wi-Fi is there. It is simply connected. No need to pay any money. Are you understanding?
Yes, sir.
So take the rest in the morning and come to the class in the evening. Every day. I also forgot that you are staying there. Otherwise, I would have called you even before. And no one was compelled you to attend the class. Okay, hereafter you come to the class, okay, every day.
Yes, sir. Okay, okay, sir.
And also on your video. Someday I may forget. So on your video and show that you are there. Okay. Is it the first class that you are attending? History of Israel?
Yes, sir.
Okay. That's right. Anyway, you listen.
Yes.
Listen to things. Okay. Listen carefully. Look at me and listen.
Yes.
And okay. And try to understand something. And anyway, the classes are going to start. Okay, by immediately. Okay. See. Then what I was talking is Assyria and Assyrian believe on different god and goddesses. Okay. By the way, write something. Okay, if you have pen and book, both of you. Okay, write down something. Understand? Are you getting? Are you hearing me? Are you getting me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. I think the sound is okay there. Yeah. So write down something.
Yes.
We study history of Israel. Okay. Now we are on history of Israel. History of Israel. Understood? History of Israel. History of Israel. Okay. So, and Assyria. Now we study on Assyria. Assyrian believed in many god and goddesses, and each city had its own god. Okay, each city had its own god. Then Ashur was the capital city, and Ashur was its own god. Okay, Ashur was the capital city, and Ashur had its own god. Ashur had its own god. And the kings or the rulers, those who ruled in Assyria, they believed that it was the ability of their god and goddesses. Okay, they believed that it was the ability and strength of their god and goddesses, especially the goddesses from Ashur. Okay, especially the goddesses from Ashur, who gave them victorious life. Okay, who gave them victorious among all the other nations, even their enemies. Okay, the god of Ashur, who believed? The king, the ruling. They believe that it is because of their god of Ashur, Ashur god. That means pagan god, heathen god. Ashur god is a pagan god or heathen god. Okay, idol. And the kings and rulers believed that it is because the god of Ashur given them victory. Okay, given them victory over their enemies. over their enemies. And they had enemies. Actually, they had enemies. It is not the proper enemy whom coming against them, but they had enemy. That enemy is the people of God. Okay, the God's own people. Who are those people? Any idea? Who are those people? God's own people in the Old Testament. Hmm? Who are those people? The people of Israel, isn't it? The people of Israel. The people of Israel were the enemy for the people of Assyria. For the people of Assyria. Okay. Actually, the people of Israel were not the enemy, but sometimes we understood that the Assyrian people became the enemy for the people of Israel. Not sometime, but most of the time. Okay. The people of Israel became the enemy for the people of Ashur or Assyria. Okay. The people of Ashur or Assyria. Ashur is the capital and Assyria is the nation. And we know, when we study the Bible, we know that how the people of Israel became the enemy against the people of Assyria. Okay, it is clearly mentioned in the Bible how it had happened. That we will see the coming lesson. Okay, that we will see the coming lesson. But here in Assyrian religion, regarding Assyrian religion, they had their own god and goddesses. Okay, and they had even capital god. Okay, in capital city they had a capital god. Who is that god? Who is that god? Ashur. Okay, Ashur. Okay, Ashur in capital city, and they had a capital god. That god is okay called or just maintaining or what I say, that god is controlling the city of Ashur. Okay, that god is controlling the city of Ashur. That means that god is belong to Ashur. That is what they believe, that god is belong to Ashur, called Ashur god, something like that. Okay, the god of Ashur, the god of Ashur. And also that god, okay, this god was the god of the kings of all gods. Okay, this god is the kings of all god, or the main god. Okay, main god of all other gods. Like, for example, if in our place, if there is a temple, a big temple, okay, if there is a big temple, under that temple there are many temples. Are you understanding? If there is a big temple in your place, okay, maybe in Orissa or okay, what, Arunachal or somewhere, if you have a big temple, under that big temple there are many small temples. Okay, small temple. Like that, Ashur is the capital, and under Ashur there are many gods, and this god who is ruling in Ashur, he is the highest god. Okay, the highest god, and that god is controlling other god and goddesses. Okay, that city god is controlling other. That means that city god is the king god. Okay, king. Who is the king of all other god and goddesses? Who is the major or king? And other thing, I told you, the kings, the rulers of Assyria, the kings and the rulers of Assyria believe that because of the power of their God and goddesses, that they are getting victory upon other nations. Okay, that is what the kings, because wherever they go, if they go against the people of Israel, Assyria go against the people of Israel, they get the victory, isn't it? They get victory. Every now and then, they had victory. And if they go against other nations, that means the people belong to God. If they go against any nation, the Assyrian people getting victory. That's why they believe that their God is the real God. But that is not true. Okay, that is not true. Not at all true. The Assyrian God is not the big God, or Assyrian God is not the real God. The Assyrian God is not the powerful God. The Assyrian God is just like other god and goddesses, like idol. Okay, just like other idol. They don't have any power. They don't have any victory. They don't have any strength. But why they believe? Because they're getting victory. They're getting victory over the nation. Then, when we study about the weakness of Assyria, okay, let us see some of the weakness time of Assyria. For that, take your Bible and read 2 Kings. Okay, take your Bible and read 2 Kings, chapter 13, verse 25. 2 Kings, chapter 13, verse 25. Wait.
And Jehoias, the son of Jehoias, recaptured from the hand of Ben-Hadad, the son of Hazael, the cities which he had taken out of the hand of Jehoias, his father by war. 3 times Joash defeated him and recaptured the cities of Israel.
Okay. Here we come across Ben-Hadad. Ben-Hadad succeeded as a king. Okay. Then Jehoash, the son of Jehoahaz. Joash, the son of Jehoahaz, recaptured the cities from Ben-Hadad. Okay. That means a father was defeated by another one enemy. When his son came in position, he defeated that enemy's that person's son. Okay, one who defeated his father. Are you understanding? One who defeated his father. That means here the quarreling, or here the war between sons. Okay, here the war between not the fathers but the sons. The fathers were already expired. Okay, they were already gone. Both of them died. But their sons, when they came in position, they coming and fighting. Then what happened is Joash, okay, Joash recaptured, taken back the city. It is from the people of Assyria. Okay, if you read that whole chapter, okay, if you read that whole chapter, Joash, the king of Israel, he was the king of Israel. Okay, when the people of Assyria, when the king Assyria came against the people of Israel, and from many years they are defeating the people of Israel and putting them in trouble, getting victory over them, and capturing their nation or their territory. Understanding? But here, by Joash, he recaptured the places from whom? Assyrian. Are you understanding? Recaptured the places from Assyrian army or Assyrian people. Okay. Then if you read 2 King chapter 14 verse 7, then next chapter 14 verse 7.
He killed 10,000 Edomites in the valley of Salt and took Selah by war and called its name Joktheel to this day. Is it?
Joktheel, the name it was in the day. Okay, here there was a war in the valley of Salt. Okay, in the valley of Salt. Okay, and in that war, valley of Salt means the valley Uppugada. Okay, that is what valley of Salt. There was also a war, and in that war, another something happened means there also recapturing the city. Okay, recapturing all the cities which has already taken away from the people of Israel. Okay, recapturing the cities even in the Dead Sea. Okay, valley of Salt means it is what the Dead Sea, valley of Salt. Okay, Dead Sea. Okay, in Dead Sea, the surrounded places also recaptured by the people of Israel. The people of Israel. Okay, that means what I want to say is what all the cities and what all the nations has taken by Assyria, the army. Okay, what all the places were captured by Assyria after for a while, after some time, they all taken back from the Assyrian army. That means from 800 to 745 BC. From 800 to 745 BC. Okay. BC we are counting from back to, okay, first. So 800 to 745 BC. During this time, during this period was the weakness time of Assyria. Okay. During those time was the weakness time of Assyria. Weakness time of Assyria. Why it became the weakness time of Assyria? Because God was planning to take back his own people from the hand of Assyria. Okay? God was planning to take back. God's plan is to take back his people. Okay. God was planning to taking back his people from the hand of Assyria, from the hand of Assyria. And even when you study the prophetical history, the prophetical way, even by Amos and Hosea, okay, have you ever read the book of Amos and Hosea? Hello. Amos and Hosea, the prophetical book, Amos and Hosea.
Yes, sir.
If you read the book of Amos and Hosea, the both prophets, Amos and Hosea, clearly prophesy that how the people of Assyria were defeated by God. Okay. If you are getting time, read the book of Amos and read the book of Hosea. Hosea and Amos. Okay, under minor prophet. It is coming from minor prophet, the part of minor prophet. After which book? After the book of Daniel. After the book of Daniel. Okay. After the book of Daniel, these books are coming. Hosea, Amos, and all those books. So take and read that book, okay, while you are getting time. Read those books, Amos and Hosea. And in those books, it is prophesied, okay, clearly prophesied. The prophets there given messages, okay, they declared that how the people of Israel and Judah going under the hands of Assyria, then how they are coming back from the hands of Assyria. Are you understanding? How they got to the hands of Assyria, then how are they able to come back from the hands of Assyria? So read that book, okay? Read those books, and for your understanding, read two references. Just first you read from the book of Amos, chapter 3, verse 11. Amos, chapter 3, verse 11. Amos, chapter 3, verse 11.
Surely the Lord God does nothing unless he reveals his secret of his servants, the prophets.
Amos, chapter 3, verse 11.
Sorry, sir. For they do not know to do right, says the Lord, who store up violence and robbery in their places.
Yes.
Therefore, thus says the Lord God, an adversary shall be all around the land. He shall sap your strength from you,
enough.
and your places shall be plundered.
Enough. Therefore, this is what the sovereign Lord says, okay? And it is the prophecy telling by Amos. Prophecy telling by Amos. And he says, therefore, this is what the sovereign Lord says. That is what he is doing. What God is going to say. That is what he is pointing here. An enemy will overrun the land. An enemy will overrun the land. He will pull down your stronghold and plunder your fortress. This is what the prophecy, okay, against the people of Israel by Amos. And if you read the book of Hosea chapter 10 verse 14, Hosea chapter 10 verse 14, 1-4, there also the same prophecy, something the meaning goes same, okay? There will be a battle against you, and you will be defeated or distressed by your enemy. Okay, that is what even Hosea also says. Okay, that means even already the prophets were prophesied. Already the prophecy came out, or prophetical words are coming out by the prophets, that the people of God will be going under the enemy. They will be going under the enemy. Here we study the most important enemy, or the terrible people were Assyrian. Are you understanding? The terrible people were Assyrian enemy, Assyrian army. So already the prophecy came, and God told them that if you don't believe on God, if you're really going away from God, if you're really again standing against God, doing idol worship, telling all the lies, don't taking the Lord's way in serious, you will be defeated. Okay, you will be defeated. That is what the book of Hosea and Amos, both prophetical books were prophesied, even early, even before. But what had happened is, even though the prophecy came out, but the people did not believe. Okay, the people did not believe. They never expected that they will be going under the hands of Assyria. Are you understanding? The people of Israel never expected that God will give them under the hands of Assyria. Okay, God will permit the people of Assyria to come over these people, over the people of Israel and defeat them. No, they never expected such a day. They never believed that. But what happened is, even though they did not expect, but this verse was in the mind of God, because prophecy already came out that these people will be defeated. Who? Israel. The people of Israel will be defeated by the hands of Assyrian army. By the hands of Assyrian army. Okay. So then, even though the people defeated, but after some time, the Assyrian army coming to weakness. What is the reason? The Assyrian army getting weakness because God wants to take his people back. I already told that, isn't it? God is willing to take his people back, the people of Israel back. That means God is going to rescue them. God is going to rescue them or taking them back. So, and this defeated time was called as the road of my anger. Okay, road, R-O-D, road. The road of my anger. That is the way it called. The road of my anger. My means God. The road of God's angry anger. The road of my anger. And the people of Israel were badly defeated. Okay, the people of Israel were very badly defeated under the hands of Assyrian army. Okay, the people of Israel very badly defeated under the hands of Assyrian army. And there was a question asking by the people of Israel, okay, when they were defeated by the people of Assyria, the people of Israel were asking a question to God. Why has the Lord allowed? This was the question. This was the question. Why has the Lord allowed foreigners, F-O-R-E-I-G-E-G-N-E-R, foreigners, F-O-R-E-I-G-N-E-R-S, foreigners to conquer his own people. Foreigners to conquer, C-O-N-Q-U-E-R, conquer. Conquering means taking them, okay, capturing them, defeating them, okay. Conquer his own people, O-W-N, own people. Okay, this is what the question asking by God's own people or the people of Israel. Okay, are you understanding? Brothers, are you getting? Okay, this question was asking by whom? Tell me.
People of Israel, sir.
Okay, the people of Israel. The people of Israel were asking a question to God or asking a question by themselves, that why has the Lord allowed foreigners? Here, Assyrian army is like foreigners. Okay, they are coming from somewhere, from Assyria, from Ashur. They are coming like foreigners and coming here and attacking God's own people, God's own place, destroying God's own city. Okay, the foreigners are coming here like they were under the bondage of whom? many years. By 1947, isn't it? They were under the bondage of British, isn't it?
Mm.
British people. They were. India was under the bondage of British. Okay, because this is the same condition what the people of Israel were going through. The foreigners, we were also under the control of foreigners. The British, they are foreigners. They are coming from where? Foreign country, or coming very far from British, coming India and defeating the people of India and capturing the cities of India and making all the people under their control. Under their control. No freedom. No freedom. Then by some of the people like Mahatma Gandhi and all those people, because they made many wars and fighting and all those things, so they were freedom fighting, isn't it? That is what we can understand from the history. They were the freedom fighting. They were fighting for the freedom. Then fighting and fighting, at last the British, even they compelled to give freedom for India. That is what we can see the history. They compelled to give the freedom to Indian citizens. Okay, if they are not fighting against them, there were no freedom. There were no freedom, which the India will be getting. So, because of standing against British community, British people, and fighting against them. The same way, here, the people of Israel, even though they were fighting against the people of Assyria, but they are not able to get the victory. Understanding? Even though the people standing against Assyria, standing against them, but they are not getting victory. They are not able to get victory. That's why they are asking a question here. Why has the Lord allowed foreigners to conquer his own people? His own people. Actually, God did not allow anyone to conquer his own people. Did God allow? Did God allow? No, no. God never allowed anyone to come against his own people. God will not allow. Then who made it or who allowed? Who were the reason? Who were the reason? Who are those people? They themselves, isn't it? They themselves, the people themselves. The people of Israel themselves. They only made Assyria to come over them. That means they disobeyed God. That's all. The people of Israel disobeyed God. They were disobedient. The people of Israel were disobedient. So, because of their disobedience, God allowed them. God allowed the people of Assyria to come over the people of Israel and defeat them. Because the disobedience only, many things are happening, isn't it? Many unwanted things are happening because of disobedience. If the disobedience was not there, if the people are not disobedient, then God is silent. God is silent. If the people are not disobedient, God is silent. God will not do anything. Isn't Gladwin?
Yes, sir.
Okay. If we are standing against God means God will get angry. God will never be in silent mode. God will come and attack us. God will do his own. God will do his own. If we are really rebelling against him, okay, fighting against God, compelling God to do something against us, then God will never take silence. That is what happened here. Then asking question, why? Why? Many times we also do the same, isn't it? Doing all the unwanted things, doing all the disobedience, then asking also question against whom? God. Why? Why many things happening to me? Why this all the things are coming against me? Okay, looking into another person, looking into my neighbor, looking into my church believer, okay, looking into my own household. Why this all the things are coming against me? Many times we are also asking the same question to God, but without understanding our mistake, isn't it? Without understanding our mistake, without coming back from our own mistake. If we come back from our own mistake, something will happen. God will do something, isn't it? If we really understand our mistakes and come back, God is there to do many things. But unless and until we come back or understand our mistakes and come back, if we are not able to do it, then God will be silent. God is not able to bring us back. The same way here, Assyria coming against the people of Israel and defeating them because the people are not ready to come back from their mistakes. People are not ready to come back from their mistakes, isn't it? If we come back and pray really to God, God, please help us, help me, or send me, then God is free to do. God is free to do. God is loving God to do us. Then if unless and until we are not coming back, God is unable to do anything. So here the same thing happened with the people of Israel. That is what called the rod of God's anger, the rod of my anger. God is telling the rod of my anger. That means that much angry God has. That much angry God has. God was planning many times to bring back these people unto him, but they were not willing. Then let us see the Lord and Ashur. Okay, the Lord and Ashur. How God was dealing with the people of Assyria or the people of Ashur. Already we saw that Assyrian believed that they gained their victory through the power of Ashur, okay, their god. Assyrian believed that they gained all victory, every victory through the power of their god. Who is that? Ashur. Ashur. By keeping this idea, okay, or they are coming against the people of Israel, or Assyrian attack the people of Israel. Okay, by keeping this whole idea. Did you understand? Assyrian believed that they gained all victory because of their God, through their God's power. Who is that? Ashur. Ashur. Okay, Ashur God helped them. And by believing it, they used even the Assyrian people used to come against or attacking against the people of Israel. Okay, many times. If you read it in Second King, it is written in Second King, chapter 28. Okay, if you read Second King chapter 20, not 1 minute. Second King chapter 18. Okay, not 28. There was a mistake. Chapter 18, verse 33 onwards. Okay, read that passages. If anyone taken, can you read? The second King, chapter 18, verse 33 onwards.
Has any of the gods of the nations at all delivered its land from the hand of the king of Assyria? Where are the gods of Human and Arpad? Is it? Where are the gods of Sepharvaim and Hena and Iva? Indeed, have they delivered Samaria from my hand? Who among all the gods of the lands have delivered their countries from my hand? That the Lord should deliver Jerusalem from my hand? But the people held their peace and answered him not a word, for the king's commandments was, do not answer him. Then
Okay.
Eliakim, okay.
Here, see, from 18, verse 33, there, God was asking the question, okay? Here, God was asking the question to the people of Israel. There are many questions. The first question, okay, God was asking, has the God of any nation ever delivered his land from the hand of the king of Assyria? That's the question. Okay. God was asking to the people of Israel, do you know that by any hands of any God or any power that you have experienced in your lifetime, that your life is rescued, isn't it? That is what it says. Your life is delivered or rescued from the hands of Assyria. Okay. Then where are the gods of Hamas and Arpad? Okay, that is another question. Where are the gods of Hamas and Arpad? That means there are the people, okay, there are some people, they said to God that we have a God of Hamas, we have a God of Arpad, and that God and goddesses, that power will be helping us to or delivering us from the hands of Assyria. That is what they said. Who said? The people of Israel. Okay, they are proclaiming there are gods from Hamas, there are gods from Arpad, and those gods, those helping hands will come and help us from the hands of Assyria. But here, God is asking to the same people, where are they now? Where are they now? Do you have got victory? Do you had any victory from the hands of Hamas or Arpad? No, no one came here to rescue from the hands of the enemy, rather than the living God had helped them. Rather than the living God had helped them. So the people of Assyria believed that because of their power, they got all victory. But here, God said to the people of Israel that it is not by anyone's power that you got victory. Rather, it is because of my power, my strength, the living God said. And you even got victory from the enemy, from your enemy's hand. Then the Assyria was also defeated the northern kingdom, that means the Israel. And while they defeated the northern kingdom, no one was able to deliver them from their hands. And it was even for a long time before, the prophets already foretold, okay, The prophets already foretold, or they already said that you are going under the hands of Assyria, you are going under the hands of the enemy, no one will be there to rescue. Some of the reference, Amos chapter 3, verse 11. Amos chapter 3, verse 11. These are some of the examples that you can go. You can see and read. Amos chapter 3, verse 11. Then same book, chapter 5, verse 27. The book of Amos, chapter 5, verse 27. The book of Hosea, chapter 10, verse 14. Book of Hosea, chapter 10, verse 14. The same book, chapter 11, verse 5 to 6. Book of Hosea, chapter 11, verse 5 to 6. Then also the book of Isaiah. The book of Isaiah, chapter 5, verse 13, 1, 3. Okay. These all prophets already prophesied that the people of God will go to the hands of Assyria. He will be going through the hands of Assyria. Okay. There are prophecy. Prophecy already came out. If prophecy already came out, what the people supposed to do? If God already told them regarding their punishment and regarding their destruction, then what they supposed to do? They're supposed to be away from those punishments, isn't it? Are you understanding? They're supposed to be away from. Brother, HGTC, another one. Are you understanding? The next one.
Yes, sir.
Okay. From Orissa, brother, are you understanding?
Yes, sir.
Okay. See, the people, they're supposed to go away from the punishment of God. Okay. They're supposed to be away from the punishment of God. Because, why? Say, by the Orissa brother. Why? Why they go away from the punishment?
Against the law.
Hmm?
He against the law. He going against the law.
No, your sound is not clear. Yeah,
Sir, he
tell me.
going against the law.
Okay, because they are going against God, isn't it? They are doing everything against God. Already the prophet said that if you go in such a way, you will be punished. You will be punished. Okay, what they supposed to do? They have to understand it, isn't it? The prophetical word. They have to understand the prophetical word. Because already the prophet said, isn't it? It is not after the punishment. Already the prophet said that if you go in such a way, you will be punished. You will get the punishment. They supposed to come back. But instead of coming back, they're doing the same. They're doing the same. That means they themselves willing to go under the hands of Assyria. Okay? Are you understanding? Then after telling that, God only allowed us to go through the punishment. Lifting up the god of Ashur, then taking down or pulling down the god of Israel. Okay? Lifting up the god of Ashur and pulling down the god of Israel. Telling that because God allowed us, God allowed us to go under the punishment of Assyria. Or another way, in another manner, God allowed the Assyrian people to come over us. Okay, that's why that is the way they declared. That is the way they declared. Then let us see the prophets. Even though the prophets they are prophesied, okay, like Amos, Hosea, and Isaiah. Amos, Hosea, and Isaiah. Okay. By the way, one more sentence I may give you. These all prophets, they are the 8th century prophets. Okay. Amos, Hosea, Isaiah, and Micah. Amos, Hosea, Isaiah, and Micah. These 4 prophets, they are called as the 8th century prophets. 8th century BC prophets. Okay. 8th century BC prophets. Amos, Hosea, Isaiah, and Micah. Okay. So these 4 prophets mainly proclaimed in the 8th century that the people of God will go under the hands of foreigners. Okay. The prophecy already came out because these prophets were the 8th century prophets. What they prophesied, why we say or why we give importance to the 8th century prophets? Because the 8th century prophets, what they declared, what they prophesied, everything came to happen. Okay. Are you understanding? In the 8th century prophets, what they said, what they declared, what they prophesied, everything came to happen. Everything happened with the people of Israel, either to the people of Israel or to the people of Judah. That's why we give importance to the 8th century prophets. There are many prophets were there, but among them 8th century prophets were very important because under the prophetical period of 8th century prophets, even the people of Israel were also going through many destructions, many bondages. Okay. Under the 8th century prophets, the people of Israel destroyed or punished so much, very crucially, pathetically. Okay. Under the 8th century prophets, the people of Israel were punished very badly. That's why the 8th century prophets were highlighted like this. Okay. So, here are Amos, Hosea, Isaiah. Okay, 3 of them, even they prophesied that the people will be going under the hands of Assyria. But even though the prophets prophesied, but these prophets also believed that God was simply using Assyria to punish his people. That we can read even in the book of Isaiah, chapter 7, verse 17 to 20. Note it somewhere and read later. Book of Isaiah, chapter 7, verse 17 to 20. 3 verses, 17, 18, and 20. 4 verses. So, those verses, the man Isaiah, the prophet Isaiah, saying that, or he believed that God is allowing, okay, God was simply using Assyria to punish his people, the people of Israel. Okay, that is what even the prophets also believed. God was simply using the people of Assyria. If you read that reference, you can understand. Now, lacking of time, we are not taking the time for reading. Okay, you may read and understand. So, even Isaiah the prophets also said like that or believed like that. Understanding? But this is not the way. Even though they prophesied, they only declared that the people will be punished, that people will be getting punishment. But after the proclamation, after the declaration, after the prophecy, the prophet themselves believing that God is simply using the people of Assyria. Is it God simply using? No. God is not simply using the people of Assyria. Is it that God is simply using? No. It's the purpose only. God is using the people of Assyria. Are you understanding? God has certain purpose. God has certain purpose. That purpose that the people to come back to God. The people of Israel should come back to God. That is what God's purpose. So Assyria did not know that God is using them. Okay, Assyria also did not know that God is, or they were being used by God. That is also declared by Isaiah. If you read Isaiah chapter 10, verse 5 to 10, Isaiah chapter 10, verses 5 to 10. Assyria also did not understand that they were being used by God. What Assyria thought? Can you say? Instead of this, what Assyria thought? Can anyone say? Already I said. Assyria thought, or Ashur thought, it is because of their God, isn't it? It is because the ability of their God and Goddess's strength that they could go against whom? Israel, and defeat them. Are you understanding? Don't forget anything. Very listen carefully. Then only you will understand history of Israel. History of Israel is common subject. Okay, history of Israel is thinking that simple, but it is little hard for understanding. So, but it is simple if you really listen the class. Ashur, the people of Assyria thought that by their God and goddesses that they are defeating other countries or the people of Israel. That is what they thought. But here, they never thought that, because God only, the Israelites God only allowing them to go against his own people. No, they thought that they are the ability of their God. But no, Isaiah already said, it is not by your strength, it is not by your anything or your power or anything that you are going against the people of Israel. Rather, God has allowed you to go against the people of Israel. Are you understanding? God has allowed the people of Assyria to go against the people of Israel. Because Assyria believed in such a way, that is why they have proud. Okay? They have proud afterwards. And they thought that they had victory because their God strength and ability. Ashur, the god of Ashur. But nothing happened. The god of Ashur did not do anything with the people of Israel. The god of Ashur silent. The god of Ashur was not able to do anything. Rather, the God of Israel, the living God, only used the people of Assyria to go against his own people, the people of Israel. Understanding? So, God has used them. The God has used them to go against them. So, read some of the reference also. Isaiah chapter 10. Isaiah chapter 10, verse 12. Isaiah chapter 10, verse 12. The same chapter 24 to 27. 24 to 27. Chapter 30, 30, verse 31. Chapter 30, verse 31. Chapter 31, verse 8. Chapter 31, verse 8. Here all you can understand that what prophet Isaiah said regarding or declared regarding the destruction of the people of Israel, and what prophets understood regarding those destruction. So the remaining, okay, you may read those references and come to the class in the next week. Remaining we will see in the next class. Okay. The Lord and the Israelites. How the Lord acted against the Lord of Ashur. Okay. how the Lord of Israel acted against the Lord of Ashur or Assyria. And all those things we will see in the next class. Okay. Read all those references. Then only you are able to understand anything of this history. Just read those references and understand it then. Okay. Not only reading English Bible, read your own language, your vernacular. What the language you are following, what the language, your own language Bible. Okay. Read it. Compare it. Both English and your own. Compare it and study and understand and come back. Okay. So today let us stop here by word of prayer. Who will pray? Pastor Johnny, can you pray? Pray in Malayalam. If you are not able to pray in English, you can pray in Malayalam also.
പരിശുദ്ധ ദൈവമേ, അങ്ങേക്ക് നന്ദി കർത്താവേ. ഇസ്രായേൽ ചരിത്രത്തെക്കുറിച്ച് ശക്തമായി ഞങ്ങൾക്ക് പഠിക്കുവാൻ ദൈവം സഹായിച്ചല്ലോ. കർത്താവെ സാറിനെ കർത്താവിന് വേണ്ടി ഒരുക്കി. കർത്താവ് ഇസ്രായേലിന്റെ ചരിത്രം ഞങ്ങളെ വളരെ ചിന്തിപ്പിച്ച്. കർത്താവെ, ദൈവം ഞങ്ങൾക്കെതിരായി നിന്നാൽ, കർത്താവ് ഞങ്ങൾ ദൈവത്തിനെതിരായി നിന്നാൽ ദൈവം ഞങ്ങളുടെ പ്രതിസന്ധികളിൽ സൈലന്റ് ആയിരിക്കും. കർത്താവെ, മടങ്ങി വന്നാൽ ഞങ്ങളെ അനുഗ്രഹിക്കുമെന്ന്, ഞങ്ങളെ സഹായിക്കുമെന്ന് ഞങ്ങൾ കേൾക്കുവാനിടയായി തീർന്നു. ഞങ്ങളുടെ ദൈവത്തെ പോലെ ശക്തിയുള്ള മറ്റൊരു ദൈവമില്ല, ദൈവങ്ങളില്ല. കർത്താവ് ജീവിക്കുന്നത് കർത്താവ് അങ്ങ് മാത്രമാണെന്ന് ഞങ്ങൾ കർത്താവിന്റെ സാറിലൂടെ ഞങ്ങൾ കേൾക്കുവാൻ തക്കമുണ്ടായി തീർന്നു. ഞങ്ങളൊന്നും കൂടെ തിരിഞ്ഞ് ചിന്തിക്കുവാൻ ഇന്നത്തെ ക്ലാസ് ഞങ്ങളെ സഹായിച്ചല്ലോ. എല്ലാ കർത്താവ് കൂടെയുള്ള പഠിക്കുന്ന എല്ലാവരെയും ഓർത്ത് പ്രാർത്ഥിക്കുന്ന എല്ലാവരെയും അനുഗ്രഹിച്ചാട്ടെ. തുടർന്ന് കർത്താവ് ഞങ്ങളെ സഹായിക്കണം. പ്രാർത്ഥന കേട്ടല്ലോ യേശുവിന്റെ നാമത്തിൽ.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. God bless you.
Thank you.
താങ്ക് യു സാർ.
Thank you, sir.